All right, we're watching MMA talk. Ilia Topuria surpasses Islam in pound for pound. And Hamza arrives in the UFC and apologizes to Sean Strickland. I heard Hamza had problems trying to get into the United States, but I guess the UFC fixed that now that he's fighting Drickus this next UFC event. Let's get into it though.
After years of complications, Hamza Chimaev has finally arrived in the United States, putting an end to recent speculation about his travel status. The UFC middleweight contender has previously addressed rumors that he was banned from entering the US, citing visa delays and health issues as past reasons for his absence. Now he posted a photo from Los Angeles International Airport, confirming his return to American soil just weeks before he faces Drickus du Plessis for the middleweight belt.
Bro's in that big body Suburban in LA. That's a 2025 big body Suburban. Brand new. And here's Hamza, next UFC champion.
Chimaev also responded to Sean Strickland, who mocked him multiple times in the past over his issues entering the US. Strickland also stated that Hamza shouldn't be allowed into America due to his close ties with the controversial leader of Chechnya, Ramzan Kadyrov. Now Chimaev posted a flip the bird emoji, but he tagged the username at Senis Strickland instead of the real Strickland. Senis Strickland responded, "The f did I do?" Hamza replied, "Sorry bro, I don't know how to use Twitter. Wrong guy." Luis Hernandez, the fighter attacked by Sean Strickland, has shared his reaction to the viral at Tough Enough 145 with a second-round submission victory over Miles Hunsinger in a middleweight bout. After the fight, both Sean Strickland and Chris Curtis entered the cage and charged towards Hernandez.
Apparently this fighter is a cop and he's not pressing charges. Prime Sean Strickland will win this fight against Luis though.
Strickland throwing punches. The moment has since exploded all over social media. Now, in an interview with Mike Heck of MMA Fighting, Hernandez shared his side of the story, saying, "I heard them saying little things, and I was focused. Miles is a hell of an opponent, man, and I honestly had, like I said, a great time with the sticking the tongue out. I didn't think Strickland was going to take it that personal because I'm pretty sure he does a lot of talking in the cage. I was like, what's going on here? Is this a reality TV show? I felt like I was almost in, you know how they have the Russian version of Tough? You know how on the Russian Tough people just start fighting? I was like, what's going on here? I was like, damn. I actually like Sean Strickland. I wasn't expecting it to escalate to that level at all because I'm like, man, I hope he knows I'm a professional fighter, but I'm a cop too. You're swinging on somebody for I don't know what reason. It was something I wasn't expecting at all. If me and Strickland want to fight for money, I'll do it for money. I wasn't expecting an unsanctioned fight, but if this would be a matchup in the future, most definitely I'll do it, 100%. Hernandez continued, I think things escalated to a point where they shouldn't have because I don't want anything to happen to these guys. These guys are professional fighters just like I am. I have a career, they have their careers, and I would say it's squashed on my end. But yeah, I really have nothing towards them and hope the commission does not. Like they even asked me, hey, are you gonna press charges? I'm like, what? No, I would never want anything to happen to these guys because I actually like them and I hope they watch this. And I will say this again, I hope the commission does not take this out on them at all because at the end of the day, we're all professionals and this is entertainment. Yuri Prohaska didn't hold back on Magomed Ankalaev. Prohaska could potentially be Ankalaev's first title challenger amid growing uncertainty of Alex Pereira's return timeline. Recently, Pereira shared a staggering weight gain on social media, leading many to believe Poatan won't return to the octagon until late in 2025 at the earliest. In the meantime, Prohaska and Ankalaev have traded barbs online in recent weeks since Ankalaev won the UFC light heavyweight title at UFC 313. The Russian recently shared an update on his next fight, tweeting, "Breaking news, Alex is now asking he wants to fight me during Ramadan again. I need more time and the other clown he has to do his homework. Let me fight Carlos. I think he's more dangerous than all of them." In response, Prohaska slammed Ankalaev writing, "Hey clown, I finished university, like you finished elementary school, I hope. And if you don't want me as your teacher now, I'll fight Carlos next." The feud between Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria continues to escalate. It all began when Tsarukyan accused Topuria of ducking a potential fight, boldly claiming he could finish El Matador inside the octagon. Following his emphatic knockout win over Charles Oliveira at UFC 317, Topuria fired back, saying Tsarukyan looked scared after witnessing the brutal finish.
So Ilia said that Arman looks scared and shocked right here. He does look a little surprised, but I mean, who wouldn't after seeing Ilia knock out Charles? I still believe that the UFC is scripted or Charles is just dumb for fighting Ilia in that pocket.
Ahí estaba Arman también, que no, pues obviamente se le veía pues
se le veía cagado también. Se le veía una cara de shock cuando vio el knockout. Dijo, ¡guau! yo iba a ser el reemplazo de este combate. Menos mal, que Dios bendiga a Charles, que no le haya pasado nada, porque este iba a ser yo. Él siempre da el peso cuando sabe que no va a pelear. Siempre da el peso. Cuando él sabe que le va a tocar pelear, ahí ya da el peso y es, uy, mi espalda.
Now, Arman responded tweeting, "Running from the real contender only proves one thing. You're scared. Deep down, you know exactly what happens if you ever step in there with me." It's safe to say that
Merab reveals Topuria dropped him twice during sparring. Merab was told to go up in weight, but I think he should go down and fight Pantoja. He wins
Wallace
that
really
fight
will never
easily.
spar with Ilia Topuria again after UFC 317. Merab and Topuria share a unique, long-time friendship stemming from when both fighters were working their way up towards title contention. While they've trained together a few times during their careers, they'll likely never have another sparring session, according to the UFC.
Very organized. Ilia, he sees things before, he works for it, he has a plans. And I sparring with him, he has a great wrestling, great jiu-jitsu. We all know that
I saw Pantoja stand side to side to Topuria. He was bigger than Topuria in size, so I feel like Merab will easily beat Pantoja. And then Conor McGregor posted on his Instagram story, Ilia Topuria congratulating him, telling them that he's going to be him someday. And he says, fair play, son.
To the DM,
Alright.
fair play, son. At UFC 317, Ilia Topuria cemented himself as the new face of the UFC after brutally knocking out Charles Oliveira in the very first round. With that thunderous finish, Topuria etched his name in the halls of history as the promotion's 11th two-weight champion. But the story doesn't end there. The UFC...
Looking at the men's pound-for-pound top ranks, I feel like Magomedov should be above Alexander, Pantoja. Volk should be lower. Alex Pereira should be higher. Let me know what you guys think, though.
just dropped the updated pound-for-pound and lightweight rankings, and in both tables, Ilia Topuria sits at the top. El Matador has surpassed Islam Makhachev as his victory over Charles Oliveira has propelled him to the #1 spot in the pound-for-pound rankings. Makhachev now sits at number 2, while Merab Dvalishvili has dropped to number 3, with both fighters moving down 1 spot. Alessandre Pantoja made a notable leap, climbing 4 spots to number 5. Charles Oliveira has dropped 2 spots in the pound-for-pound rankings and now stands at number 15. What do you guys think of the new UFC rankings? Did the UFC get it right?